get emotional about it. It's not worth it. And frankly, I can't because honestly, my vocal cords are killing me. So let's just do this. I'm going to set this up as such. Very, very simple rules to this deal. There are rules in life, simple facts. So an example, here at 97.1 The Ticket. If we were to hire a new host, and within the first 48 hours of their hiring and first 2 on-air shifts, it was discovered that they had horrific, appalling behavior on social media, racist behavior, disgusting views, the host would be let go. The station would be raked over the coals by every media outlet in the city, and potentially either our program director or market manager would lose their job. Okay, that's how it works. Those are the rules. You have to vet employees. Now, for Michigan, look, this is again, they're rogue at this point. Now, before you go crazy and go, Sparty, stop. Your football program's awesome. Your football program is irrelevant to the conversation because this has nothing to do with games. They're really good. They might win a natty this year. But guys, unlike a place like Georgia, who they don't care what you think about them, they're going to go and win. They don't pretend to be these scions of integrity. They don't act like they're better than. So you're in a weird spot. And I don't even think it's on Jim Harbaugh, because let me offer you my viewpoint on this after talking to a couple of people, including talking to John in the mornings. You know, Harbaugh's helping a buddy. I mean, Shemmy's flat on his ass, got fired by the Raiders, got nothing going for him. Offers him a no-show gig, essentially. This isn't even a real job. The assistant to the traveling secretary of recruiting affairs. I mean, who are we kidding? He's Costanza.
So he won't be in the kid's living room.
Right. He's offering him essentially an easy, soft landing to retirement. All right, give me some bennies. Give me a few Benjamins. I'll stay out of the way. You loved my father. You love me. It's boys hooking up boys. But guess what? I don't hold Jim Harbaugh responsible because it's not Jim Harbaugh's job to vet candidates. That's why you have an HR department. That's why you have an athletic director. That's why you have higher-ups.
It's very mature of you, Mike.
So it's, again, for anyone who wants to do the political football routine, no, we're sticking to facts.
Man, I was all set for Sparty Radio.
I know. Well, even though 8 hours of our day is dominated by U of M employees.
Right.
Just saying. So here's the point. Warde Manuel is really the guy I can't figure out. Michigan is a machine. They're going to keep cranking the revenue, keep making the money. They're going to win a hell of a lot of football games. You could hire Toonses the driving cat. Harbaugh doesn't even speak to Warde. Warde apparently has blocked a lot of the NIL stuff, right? I don't know anyone who really loves Warde. You have the hockey coach, Mel Pearson, that disgrace. You have the mystery volleyball coach. You have the $500 million settlement and the way the Anderson thing was handled, where, by the way, the play-by-play guys out there, not Doug, his predecessor, attacking victims. You had this ridiculous, totally ridiculous handling of Mozzie Smith. The Donovan Edwards thing, not nearly as big of a deal, but still bad. And yet, has he gone to the museum? Nobody knows. The reality is how Warde Manuel's employed. Rico, get rid of him. You could hire Bobo the dancing clown. And the Michigan Athletic Department's going to keep rolling because Harbaugh is running his program. He survived all the storms. He was given a grace that no other coach would be given. Luckily, he played there. He's a legend. And now, I think they're a shoo-in to me to make their third straight playoff. This is not on Harbaugh. This is about Michigan being a cult. The only thing missing between them and, like, Scientology is like having Warde dress up like a military captain, like David Miscavige.
Okay.
What are we doing? Like, they can bury stuff and just make things go away in a way that is remarkable to me. Hey, we ever going to find out about Matt Weiss?
No.
I catch flack when my coach wears Jordans.
Yeah.
You had your OC's house get raided. This is all under Warde Manuel's watch.
Mike, it was just he used the wrong email. But here's the thing.
No
one gets arrested for using the wrong email. Plain and simple. So I'm blown away. I don't understand it. But this is one of those things where if you're Michigan, I really don't care who's the last name. You got to vet, and then Michigan comes out and says, well, we did our vetting. No, you didn't. When some idiot with some website can go out, do a Twitter search, and instantly find all this stuff. And here's the thing. It wasn't from 10 years ago. It wasn't from 5 years ago, because I do believe that people can change. And some things you may have said 10 years ago, you don't believe that now, and you're like probably embarrassed and you forgot it was there.
Then do yourself a solid. Don't put it out there for America when you're liking things on these platforms.
Right, but
why? I mean, first of all, Rico, you know what kills me about it? Like, first of all, Shemi didn't write that statement. Just stop.
That is
all
some
right,
PR department.
Cut it out. Second of all, see, Michigan apologized for one thing in particular, but when you look at all of it, I mean, it's abhorrent stuff. And you go, all right, he got fired from the Raiders. Nobody knows why. Then you look at this, and I'm with you. Hey, man, if it's stuff from 15 years ago and it was eradicated, it was changed, he's different, I'm the king of second chances.
Right.
But, Rico, it goes beyond it. How do you – see, this is the other part I can't handle. Harbaugh has every right to make a suggestion. This is who I want to hire. My program. My shop. I'm a Bo disciple. But there needs to be an authority figure to step in and go, you know what? Time and place. All right, we kept the statue up. We kept the building name. We're not going to do this. This guy doesn't have any resume to do any of the things we might hire him to do. Why don't we just do something else? But then when you don't vet him, see, again, it's just...
And that's just it, man. From March...
It's silly.
Of 2023. Not March
silly.
Of 2019. March of 2015. This is a couple months ago.
Right. And again, you can still change, but it's just people with the social media, please. My whole point in it is I was on the air when Ohio State went through Pantsgate. You know, we were all on the air with the Zach Smith stuff. I know how Michigan fans reacted to those things and what they demanded, what they asked for. Guys, just clean it up. What are we doing here?
Because here's the thing. It's kind of like what I told Jansen before he left. We can't say things about your football team because they are a really good team this year.
Fantastic.
Because you keep stumbling and putting artificial hurdles and doing dumb things that divert attention away from a team that's a top 5 team in the nation.
But you're not. I'll tell you why.
No. But that's all we should be talking about. But because you keep doing dumb things, we have to bring up Michigan, not Michigan football, but we're bringing up Michigan because you didn't do something as simple as, you know what, HR, now first thing you do, check their social media account.
Hire a non-Beckler. You hired the guy who attacked his brother, who's a victim of Robert Anderson. You can't hire that man. You just can't. That's not putting up an artificial barrier. No. That is flouting your status in the face of any authority because there is no authority there. The president's a fanboy. Oh, by the way, he replaced a president who had improper behavior. You've got an AD who I can't figure out how this guy's there. Because you can hire just about anybody. Harbaugh runs the program. Mm-hmm. I mean, no one cares that Juwan's driving his program in the Middle Earth because it's a football school and they're crushing.
And you beat Ohio State.
And I think they're going to beat them again.
Right.
And look, this is not about Harbaugh as a coach. It's not about my hatred for the school. I don't care. I cannot like you, but I can offer you the respect that, hey, I thought you'd win it all last year. The point I'm making is, where is their accountability? I love how they just are allowed to rewrite their own history.
Yeah.
And we're supposed to what? Give them flowers that they got rid of this guy? There was no choice.
I would simply say
Why
this.
was he hired?
Yeah. He was hired because, as you succinctly put it, Mike, you were doing a buddy a favor. You were doing your idol's son a favor.
And there was no one there to tell him no.
He was fired by the Raiders, and he was a scout. And think about it. Maybe the Raiders knew something because he was fired, in February? That's prime time for scouts. That's combine. That's when you gather all the information. It's all hands on deck. It's like firing your accountant on May 1st when tax day is a few days later. There's certain you're firing a teacher 2 days before school starts. Yeah. Certain things tell me, yeah, you know what, Shimmy, you can go. But if you're going to say you're the leaders and best, then go do better. Be better.
And that's, listen to me. That's the part I've always struggled with. Like, if you're a Miami fan, there's no pretense. You know what you are. You know who you are. And you're a win-at-all-cost program. Well, I mean, we can say what you are and move forward. Always here, though, there's pretense. There's this image they want to create. Well, then live up to it. Or at least have some cheap facsimile of accountability. Ono, as a president, as it relates to his affinity for the football program, is an embarrassment. Warde Manuel, as it relates to how he runs his athletic department, is an embarrassment. Again, look at Ward's tenure. I'll leave out his car rental service. I'll leave it out.
Don't know how you can, but
I'll leave it out.
Okay.
If we just look at the hockey program, right? This mysterious volleyball coach where he signs a deal, is let go 30 days later, no termination cause, no letter. You got Mozzie. You got Donovan. You got Matthew. Your OC's house gets raided.
Right.
All amidst the Robert Anderson scandal that while it isn't Ward's fault, right? Ward inherited that. I think the handling of it was embarrassing. I think the attacking of victims was embarrassing by people affiliated to the program. And I also think hiring the guy.
The fact that they let those people just kind of go out on their own terms.
Well, and they hired the guy who was the son of the guy who attacked his own brother. And if you want to throw in what I deem to be the rather insulting, quote-unquote, biological tag, you can do whatever you want. But you can't hire that guy. You didn't vet him. He's racist. He has abhorrent beliefs. Coming up at 3:15 and quarter past never, Rico's going to tell you how pumped up he was that slavery took place. Like, what planet? This guy's liking pictures, making politician cartoons with bones through noses. Mm-hmm. What?
It was so ridiculous. When I saw it, I said, this can't be for real. Can't be. So I'm searching.
You're telling me you don't have a Jim Crow's #1 T-shirt?
Well,
you don't have a Nike Pro Combat zip-up you're going to wear?
That's next week.
Like, it's so absurd. So look,
and then to come out first for Michigan to say we thoroughly vetted him. No, you didn't. It's okay to say
we effed up.
It was Bo's kid, and we did him a favor.
No. It was Bo's biological kid.
It was
that's their routine over there.
It was his real son.
Not the whole adopted thing.
Right, and we made a mistake. No, we did. No, you didn't, because people went on there and found it. It wasn't that hard to find.
Right. So here's the deal. We made an agreement as a show. This isn't worth doing a big topic because all this is the wheel turning. Michigan gets to do whatever they want. No one in the media will hold them accountable. The same voices that would have a car parked in Columbus or East Lansing or South Bend can't be found on their platforms right now. I think there should be a number of people completely embarrassed, including Desmond Howard, who supported Shemi very publicly, Jim Harbaugh, who supported him very publicly. Guys, you got to back the winning horse. All right? You back the bad guy. It happens. Right. But the accountability lies. There should not be stories like this when your football program is one of the 4 or 5 best in America.
Yeah.
As an AD, shouldn't you do better?
You should have to. And the thing is, please don't get it twisted. Everybody's different. You could do whatever you want. You could like ketchup on hot dogs. But the things that this man was liking
about 30 minutes ago
and supporting, no, you can't attach yourself to this and become a public university. These are things, no. It's a big no. Big red flag. Somebody in HR should have just said,
well, somebody in HR should have to be fired.
We need to call Ward and say, we can't do this. Okay. Have you read these things? Have you seen
that sufficient?
What he likes?
Are we good? That's it, guys, honestly. Because here's what's going to happen. No one's going to call in because none of you can argue a word we're saying. And this has nothing to do with football. It has nothing to do with Harbaugh. There's no cheap route.
No politics.
No,
there's no
it's
nothing.
Simple. This stuff is nonsense. There shouldn't be this much nonsense. Your athletic director should be without a job. And nothing would change because Harbaugh, according to reports, doesn't even speak to the man. All right? It's just base accountability. All right? So you want to say something, you can text, you can call, do whatever you want. We'll do some ticket texts. David, I want to get your opinion on it. I know you're a U of M guy. Kenny is knee-deep in Canadian media right now. We'll talk about that later.